long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Luke, Han, and the Princess's story didn't end with the destruction of the Death Star. It continues in The Empire Strikes Back. In a spectacular new episode of the continuing Star Wars saga, The Empire Strikes Back. Coming to your galaxy this summer.
Welcome to the Fandom Outpost, your podcast for all things pop culture.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fandom Outpost. As always, I'm 1/3 your host. My name is Mark.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Bob. Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we are tackling the third of our original trilogy. We thought we should wrap that up because we've done a Return of the Jedi and we've done a New Hope. So today we're doing The Empire Strikes Back. So
yeah, we really went in a weird order, didn't we?
Yeah, how did that happen? Was it?
Well, Jedi had an anniversary.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
We saw Jedi at the anniversary showing together.
I had that anniversary.
Right.
And then we did Star Wars.
And then we were like, let's do Star Wars. And I don't know. That was weird. That's weird.
And now we're back, and we figured we would give our love to this one. I can't imagine we're going to say too many bad things about it. I can't even come up with
worst
too
of the
much
three,
bad.
right?
This is definitely
this is worse.
I would agree. The worst. This is the worst out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean this one is. I don't know. It has a special place in my heart, and we'll talk about why that is. I'm sure it is for all you guys too, but we'll kind of just talk about how it impacted us as moviegoers back in the day, right? 1980.
Yeah.
We were little tweens, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I was 12 when I saw it. Yeah. So it's. I mean, that's the right. I always feel like Star Wars isn't. And I could be wrong. You know, no offense to anybody out there, but I don't feel like, you know, if you go too far under 10, Star Wars is. Then it's all visual. You know, look at the monster. You know what I mean? Like it's all come now. You got to be a little bit older to kind of, you know, maybe follow and grasp and, you know, oh my God, what did he say or stuff like that. So I figure we were probably really in that sweet spot.
Yeah, I was 13. Yeah.
For Empire, that was a sweet spot for that thing.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think we were all the right age as these films came out in sequence to have, you know, grown up with them and have them somewhat mature a little bit along the way.
Yeah, I just recently rewatched all of them again just because I wanted to. And I really don't want to delve into like special editions and stuff like that because I'm really looking forward to seeing that first one on the screen next year. So, but just sometimes it's like, oh man, okay, you know, like I mean, and some things are cool. You know, more X-wings in this is cool.
Right.
You know,
it has its advantages.
Right.
But then.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But like
Cloud City looks great.
But don't.
And the updates.
Just don't try to shine me on. Don't tell me you did this because of, you know, some stupid ass reason. Like, we know why you did it, you know. So, but
real quick, the argument was always we didn't have the technology back when we did it to complete my complete vision of it, and I understand that. Right. But now the technology, even 30 years later, since those. Is better even now. So do we do it again? I mean, do we just keep doing that? Right. I mean,
oh my God,
when does it end?
That's a great question. That is a great question, man.
Yeah, when's the cutoff point?
Well, like the man, what do you call them? The sequel trilogy? Is that what you call the new ones? They're called the sequel trilogy.
Sequel trilogy.
Like, man, you cannot argue. Like the effects in that thing are they're flawless. You know what I mean? Like
they're great.
You don't skip a beat. So it's like, man, if that's the modern technology, that's great. But you're right. You can't have a shot of Luke Skywalker with his 1970s hairdo and you throw all this super technology around him. Like, it just, somehow it takes you out of it sometimes, you know what I mean? And, I don't know, it's 6 1, half dozen of the other, I guess, as my mom used to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay.
I mean, I guess I'm a bit of a purist where I always feel like if you could make the original movie look as nice restoration-wise, but not adding scenes and characters or...
There's a reason it worked the first time, right?
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
If it was so terrible because of the lack of money, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, this is the only thing I want to say about this. Like, man, there are like 4 or 5 different prints out there where you can watch this stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can get this one or that one. Then there's fan stuff too, and you're like, my eyes. First of all, I got 60-year-old eyes. I'm not picking up too much of this color grading difference. I mean, come on. Who can honestly raise their hand and said, "Oh, I remember what that looked like on the big screen"? No, you can't, man. We can't barely even remember that. So when you're, and you know what? For 70 millimeter or whatever it was, or I don't know what it was, but like, was it grainy? Was it not grainy? Like, I can't remember.
Back in the day,
you know what I
we
mean?
probably saw. Well, I mean, I remember seeing it opening weekend probably. So the print was probably still pretty clean, but those prints would just play over and over and over, right, in the theater. So I mean, if the later you saw it,
but it's also something that's being projected on a movie screen, right? It's light being projected on a screen versus
that pixelation of a 4K TV. Yes, that's a lot different.
Or digital,
that's a whole different.
A digital screen at a theater nowadays.
Like this is gonna sound stupid, fellas, but like, man, when that one comes out next year, like, I hope that thing looks grainy as fuck. Like,
I don't know.
like it, like, you know, like, I want to feel like, oh my god, I'm watching 1977 all over again.
Right.
Like, I don't want to watch 1997 or 2027. Like, I want to be like, man, I want to feel like. That's the whole point of releasing that, you know. Don't give me the doctored up version with all these extra scenes, or, you know, actually it's not. It's the original cut, but you know what I mean. So I can't. Anyway, Empire Strikes Back.
Fortunately for us, Empire has, I think, the most minimal amount of additional special editions. Right? I think it's just a handful of things. The worst one, I'm going to say it right now, the worst one is the not keeping the bring me my shuttle. I mean, that's the worst, that they took that out.
Why is that in there, though? I don't understand.
Well, it's like, bring me
my
my Star Destroyer or what. It's like, come on. It's...
What? Oh, my God, dude. What the hell? Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff like the Wampa Cave is great.
Yeah.
And
my shuttle. But if we watched the 97 version and it didn't have that, we wouldn't even notice. We would be like, all right, cool. That was cool to see on the big screen again. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, to me, I feel like, oh my God, didn't we just say we weren't going to rag on this?
I know. Everything we've said has been bad so far.
So let's rewind it.
This movie sucks.
Yeah, well, no, I feel like if you're trying to get the new kids in, like, I get it. And we get the special editions, and it's, you know, go back and watch those promos for a whole new generation. You know, I mean,
and you're reselling it to people who never had a chance to see it on the big screen.
Right.
Because for 20 years, it existed on DVD.
Right.
But when we were growing up, after it left, it's back this summer. It's The Empire Strikes Back. You know, it would come back every couple of years.
Yeah.
Star Wars
we're like, let's go check that out again. Yeah. We'll pay more of that
You
money.
really
so
pay
that
your
you
money.
can,
You're right. Let's rewind a little bit, because
So let's go back to the beginning.
After Star Wars, we all had our... You know, we went nuts. We got the toys the year late. What was it? The Christmas later, or was it 78? And really, the mother load came in 78, I think, with all the
78.
toys.
Right,
yeah,
year later.
Jim,
toys,
you had the early bird special. I never had that.
I got the cardboard envelope for Christmas, so my brother and I did.
So then, then we get the Christmas special that introduces a new character that's going to be in the upcoming film, which was kind of like, it started to spark the interest. You're like, oh, we got a new character, Boba Fett. It's going to be some kind of bounty hunter. It's
right, but so Star Wars wrapped itself up. So the holiday special, you were just like, oh, that's interesting. This is something else. Like, I can't remember watching the Christmas special and seeing Boba Fett knowing that is going to carry over. Like, I don't think that was...
I remember that. I remember
do
them
you?
saying they were going. It's a special character that's going to show up in the next installment or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know
listen,
that. I can't remember
as much as cheese as that special is, and we can do a pod on the special at some point.
Yeah.
It's like... We lapped that up.
Oh, yeah.
It was any drop of anything.
There was nothing.
When Star Wars showed up, when
nothing,
Chewbacca and the droids and Darth Vader showed up on the Donnie and Marie show, we were there. I was there to watch it every second. with Chris Christopherson as Han Solo, and dancing stormtroopers and all of it. So we were there for all of it.
Yeah.
So and like this, after this came out, Mark Hamill shows up on the Muppet Show, and I was there for all of that too.
I remember that.
Well,
yeah.
right.
Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker both showed up on the Muppet
And
Show.
that's where I'm steering us, because 77 to 80, we have 3 years to try to percolate like what's going to happen next, because then they start feeding you these little things of the next episode. And
So I think in our last pod, or one of the other ones about Star Wars, and Jim was a huge. I didn't get them. Jim always has, so he'd just bring them over.
Oh, Starlogs?
Yeah, your Starlogs,
that's what I was
famous
gonna bring up.
monsters, Fangoria, all that stuff. So Starlog had this shot
the
of
cover.
In the inside, Chewie's fixing the Falcon, and it's barely. I think Han is in the lower corner, and we all know what that scene is now. But the caption, like nobody even knew. Like press didn't know. They were like, "Is this a brush with a black hole?" And like it was crazy how much it fueled your imagination until it came out. Like,
Right.
man,
Yeah, everything was speculation, and it was all on the table. All
yeah,
of
and
it.
folks, you
Like,
cannot imagine. Like the only thing I could say that even come close to be like all this Game of Thrones speculation that went on coming into the later seasons and stuff. Like that was. I clearly remember Game of Thrones speculation. And forget all the people who read the books. It was just like, what are they going to do? What's this? And same thing with Empire, man. We were just like,
Well, it was so much
what does this mean?
easier to contain the information because of no information basically coming out.
the
in
source,
media.
your outlets to get it.
Right.
I mean, it's one of these things where fandom. I have such a fond memory for early Star Wars fandom because it wasn't so toxic and it wasn't
it
so.
was very innocent.
I mean, you see a half a second of a character in a trailer, and people are just, this is crap. Everybody's just bitching up a storm about this isn't right. This wouldn't happen. This, the lineage on
The
this
canon,
is wrong,
yeah.
and it's like just enjoy it. And if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, so the Starlog, that was probably the big milestone for me, because I know the cover had a Vader, and I think it was Admiral Ozzel or whoever laying on the ground. It was one of the guys, the officers laying on the ground in his Star Destroyer. It was that picture of Vader, and I'm like, and then inside I think they showed some snow troopers, which really perked. You know how I am about troopers, and I saw
What is this?
the
right?
snow trooper, and I'm like, they got a different mask, and it's like a different getup, and it's like, what's going on? They're on an ice planet. What's going on?
That was one of the first confirmed things, the ice planet thing.
And it was like-
that was really intriguing.
I
to
mean,
me.
I was like all jets going, like ready for it, coming into
let me
1980.
before we get
right?
into the movie, let me tell you a stupid story. So, the terrace. I remember this. God, this
It
is a
was
dumb.
the terrace.
This is a dumb story. So I don't know if Jim was with me all the time, but the movie The Black Stallion. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
Oh,
The
we
Black
saw
Stallion.
I saw the Black Stallion. The only reason I would have seen it was probably
Absolutely.
because you and I saw it. And the only reason you and I saw it is the story you're going to tell.
Yeah, and the only reason why we saw the movie is because it was only confirmed out there that this had the trailer for Empire Strikes Back. And it was the good one with the explosion where the Vader head would turn towards you at the end with the breathing. So it wasn't the super teaser. I mean, you got the good shot of Han shooting at Vader, which the whole audience was like, that was the big moment, oh my God.
right.
So, but man, I think I know I could tell you honestly, I saw Black Stallion 3 or 4 times just for that stupid trailer.
The trailer.
My mom must have been
She's
like,
like, "Oh, he really likes
Yeah, I really like
horses.
that
That's great."
horse movie, huh? Oh my God, man. And then after that, I was like, well, we got to stay, We didn't jump theaters back then and stuff. Because, this is before we all joined the theater. I mean, we still had to get it organically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you had nothing like that in a hype trailer wise. I don't think until Batman came. The first Batman movie came out. People were
The 89
You're just
Batman.
buying tickets. Yeah, just buying tickets to watch the Batman trailer.
Well,
and it
that
was such a
first
big deal.
trailer for the Phantom Menace did that because I
Oh,
was
yes,
actually in
that
the
is-
theater.
That was a
There were
good
people that-
trailer. I mean, say what you
Yeah.
want about the episode 1, but that trailer was good.
Yeah,
Whoever put that together, that Darth Maul, I think it's Darth Maul doing the narration, the little lines in it. It's like, get you going.
Oh yeah, that at last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi,
Yeah.
and that's not even in the movie.
I know.
That's a trailer exclusive thing. That's not even the final cut. Isn't that crazy?
It was awesome, but it sure got me to go. And then
Yeah.
here we are years later, and I'm kind of coming around on it. But anyway, back to
I'm okay. I'm okay with the prequels. We could actually do pods on those because I'm okay with them. Like I don't.
There's
I got some problems, but I'm okay.
overall, I think I could deal with it.
I'm okay better with those than the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, and you want to go down that road? Holy cow! We don't have
no.
enough time.
Well, back to Empire. You're right. That trailer, the doors opening and Vader standing there
Oh
taking
my
the gun.
God, yeah,
and
Chewie
then
doing
the
that
doors
scream.
close.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's
that
crazy,
was like.
dude.
I think that was like fever pitch by then, right?
Yeah,
for-
and that was the trailer we saw because I didn't go to see any movie that showed the teaser. There's 2 teaser trailers, if I'm not mistaken. There's one that has all the McQuarrie paintings,
Oh, I never
you
saw
know,
that one.
and then there's another one. If you look it up on YouTube, there's one that Harrison Ford is actually doing the trailer. You know, the last time Princess Leia and Han Solo, like he goes up about 2 octaves, but you're like, that's Harrison Ford. There's no way it's not Harrison Ford.
That's funny.
And it's the one that's got all these weird cartoonish 3-panel things really quick. You know, so yeah, look that one up. That's interesting. You got to find the one with Harrison Ford's voice. You know, I don't know why they were like, Harrison Ford, do this.
Let's talk about why it is so good and probably so well regarded. It's probably Lucas was
Didn't
probably a
direct
bit
it?
more hands off.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Right.
He actually
Yeah.
give it to a real director.
He's doing really good. He had a lot of stress on him, I've read, after Star Wars, and he wanted to kind of push some of the responsibility of direction onto someone else, and it turned out to be Irvin Kershner, which, we could say what we want.
And for Kershner looking for things that Lucas probably wouldn't have looked at, he was looking for more character interaction or
Yes.
or motivation or whatnot. I mean, watch everything about the making of the first movie, and all the actors are like, we always say you can write it, but you can't say it. That's their big. And his direction was like faster and more intense.
Yeah,
So
it's funny
that was his
because
big-
when I did just recently watch Star Wars again, I found myself like Nikki was watching it with me, and I found myself nitpicking. I was like, "Oh my god, who wrote that line?" Like I found myself doing that because a lot of it is that we're really getting our feet under us. Like we don't even know these characters yet, all that kind of stuff. And to me, it's unfortunate because Empire and New Hope, that's night and day. Like the dialogue is well written, and we can't leave out Lawrence Kasdan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He goes on to write Raiders of the Lost
He's
Ark.
been a part of the Star Wars and the Spielberg and the Lucas family for years after this. Yeah.
And to George's credit, he's looking to really make this movie work, because if it doesn't work, then he can't do that. He can't tell his trilogy. So
Yeah.
Right. So he supposedly has this broad vision, right, of this arc
Right.
of the trilogy.
No.
Are we saying that he just wrote it as it happened?
well, he says he wrote a big giant thing.
I think he was like, I got this. I want to tell
With story
that.
beats.
Yeah,
Right.
I bet you he had a lot of beats, but he just didn't know how to fill them in yet because he wasn't sure where. But think about when Empire was being made, Star Wars had, it was generating what it did, but if you got to know the truth, Star Wars was not Star Wars yet. You didn't have 3 films behind it and the legacy of everything.
Right.
So
And nobody knew.
yeah, you're just going
that
off
it was going to be such a big thing.
Yeah, the first movie is like, oh, that's a big hit, but you don't have this whole fleshed out universe yet or stuff like that. So you really got more of that with Empire.
Right.
You got more dialogue, you got more planets, you got more, name drop this, and you got a lot of that. Where Star Wars is like, it's pretty linear. You know what I mean? What we're going to do. We don't have to worry about Easter eggs and crap like that. And
Well, saving the princess, basically, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
What I love about Star Wars, probably the movies, the ones that we enjoy the most, is that you're dropped right into something. And I think I mentioned
In
this
media
on
res,
I
right?
mentioned this
Yeah.
on a prior Star Wars pod that we did. But you're dropped right in, and I always loved that effect of as a moviegoer to just be dropped into a world
Right.
or
Yeah,
with
you
characters and trying to figure out, and having it not really spoon-fed to you. Characters just kind of walking by, like Boba Fett was very, very little in this movie, and you're like, the mystery was all about it, right? He was all about the mystery.
Oh,
Right.
And folks, if you don't know, back in 1980, there's no special edition yet, so you didn't get the added Boba Fett into the Jabba scene from Star Wars. So this is his real first appearance, in the motion picture doing what he does. And it's so mysterious. He has a blaster, and he's used that, and that's it. I think in one scene, if I'm not mistaken, so all this
escape,
lore behind him, you get none
He just
of
looks
that.
cool.
Yeah, he looked cool.
Well, he's
Like
like the
that's what
bounty
they
hunters, right?
wanted the stormtroopers to be.
He's literally the man with no name in space.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, that's a good way.
His
of
helmet
looking at it.
has a squint. He has a poncho,
Yeah.
and he's a man of few words.
And no clones, none of this. It's played by a now actor who's passed, Jeremy Bullock. Who his is the original voice.
Oh, I
You
dig
you
the
have to
original
change all that
voice.
crap. What's that?
I dig the original voice too. That's another thing.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's fine.
I can
No
nitpick.
reason to change it.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
reason to go back and do all that stuff.
I only want to make it a clone voice, and I understand, but I do enjoy he's so good to me dead,
Yeah,
Right.
the Empire will compensate you for the loss. Put him in. Oh, and speaking of what Bob just talked about, the very first mention of what Bob is directly referencing is where Han Solo says to the general, General, I got to leave. And, then he has that argument with Leia, and he's like, well, that bounty hunter I ran to on Ord Mantell changed my mind. First of all, I don't know, in 40, 50 years, I don't think I've ever found out that story. I don't know what that story is unless it's been in a comic somewhere, but that's the dropping in portion of it. There's stuff that happened in between and, just cool stuff like that.
Yeah. You
We're
use
like,
your
okay, well,
imagination
this-
to plot it
Yeah.
out, right?
Could Han Solo have not paid Jabba the Hutt? I mean, after Star Wars,
Well, there's a price on his
it's
head.
like he had the money.
Okay, so
Just
if we're
send it
doing
in.
plot holes, there needs to be a counter up top because I got about 6 of them for this movie. But yeah, you're right.
No, I don't need it.
I think he's a gambler, dude. I thought he lost it all. I'm willing to bet that there's a backstory somewhere where he lost all that because I don't know.
He's playing Lando all the time.
Exactly. Maybe
They
he went back
cheat.
to his buddy and he's like, hey, man, I owe you some cash. Yeah, he literally could have gone back there. He was the hero of the Death Star destruction. And I don't know what boxes he's loading in. They look like short comic boxes in Star Wars where he's loading them onto the Falcon. Like, is that just
Got a
loaded
lot of
with...
number one issues in there.
Yeah, I guess.
They're all slabbed.
Yeah, they're all slabbed. Like, what are they... I mean, Star Wars has money.
High
unlike,
graded.
like the Star Trek
credits. It's
universe.
all credits.
It's all credits.
It's all credits.
All those credits that we saw in Mandalorian, stuff like that. Like, all that stuff's got to be in those things. What do you do with all that? So plot hole number 1, yeah, Han could have paid off Jabba. I think Han got greedy. He went and spent it on booze and liquor or something. And, he just, maybe it costs. Here's another thing they don't ever talk about. You can always see in the scenes, they are literally fueling up their ships.
Oh yeah.
But we don't really have, I couldn't tell you one thing about how the fuel system works in Star Wars.
Well, you know the Falcon's got to be a gas guzzler, right?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying,
Because it's a hot rod, right?
Yep.
So
and
it's
where do you
using
stop?
racing fuel.
Like you just pull off at some planet and you go to a port and you're like, I need to fill up.
Yeah,
That'll be
probably.
$52.95 credit. You know what I mean? So
Hey, so one of the things in Star Wars or The Empire Strikes Back that was a big that you would read about before you saw it was Luke seeks out the Jedi Master Yoda,
oh my God.
which was a big what is Yoda? Who is Yoda?
What is Yoda? That's the line right there. What is a Yoda?
And then boom, we finally get him.
Well,
So
it's part of. I wrote down 4 plot lines that kind of intersect in the movie, and you got Luke trying to save his friends, Vader's after Luke to try to turn him to the dark side, Han trying to pay off the debt to Jabba, and then Yoda and / Ben trying to train Luke to become a Jedi, right? So you
Right.
kind of have those things
Right.
going for you. And the one thing, real quick, about sequels, and we can probably all agree this is one of the best sequels to episode 1 there is to a first movie, right? You got Godfather, maybe T2, Terminator 2, maybe is a fantastic sequel to an original.
Right.
This is right up there, maybe number 1. I mean, we can probably nitpick all of them, but it's up there. And the thing is that it had stakes to it. I mean, it wasn't, you knew Luke wasn't going to die. You knew, your main people weren't going to die, but you were afraid if he was going to get turned to the dark side. You didn't know that for sure. And that was kind of the
right,
key
because that
thing.
wasn't as bad as dying, right? I mean, yeah, it was permanent. So, yeah, it did. And unfortunately, this movie didn't help for decades, people are like, oh, Luke, he's so whiny. I hate Luke. But it's like, that's the hero's journey. That's the whole point.
Like, I argue that all the time because that came later. Like, you watch it now and you're like, yeah, but at the time, no, it didn't,
I enjoy Luke in Empire.
There you go.
Yes.
That's it right there. Like, he's
was the best character.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
You're with him.
And he was still a little bit like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I can't train him. Like, he still had that impetuousness of youth, which was cool. But, man, when he gets to Vader at the end, all calm. Like, he's, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell he took that breath. So his journey in that movie is probably one of the best arcs in a movie, period. Yeah. To be contained in two hours. You know what I'm saying? Because Star Wars, no. He's still whiny at the end,
right.
But whatever.
Right.
So
and through these movies, he's color coded as well. He's white in the first movie. He's tan, which is a middle color in the second movie.
Nice.
And he's dressed in black at the end. So which on that dressing in black in Jedi is like, he's in the dark side colors. What's going on? Is he going to tip? Is he gonna
that's the one where that's where we should have more had that. I'm not sure because he's just too confident in Jedi. Or because he really is. Like, I didn't really think he was going to turn by the time we get to Jedi because he's so confident. Like, he really is.
His Jabba scene is 100%. He's
dude, he's a badass when it comes to by the time we hit Jedi. I'm like, I need Luke in my corner. I don't need Empire Luke. I need Jedi Luke in my corner.
When he's up against Vader though in Empire, you're definitely thinking, oh my God, he's losing. What's going to happen is, and Vader's just toying with him the whole time. He probably could have taken him out right off the bat.
He is. Yeah, he does. You can clearly see that.
Testing him, seeing what he's made out of.
I know people love the lore, but I almost wish, think about this. You could cut out the scene where, Lord Vader, the Emperor, commands you to make contact with him. And that's the whole thing about Skywalker, the young rebel pilot. They could have actually cut that scene out. It would have impacted, like, I understand we get the whole I'm your father later, but it just, it is so cringeworthy to watch now that we know stuff. None of the dialogue makes sense.
The special edition version of that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
When we saw Empire, it was like, the son of Skywalker must not become a Jedi Knight. He will join us or die. They're just having this casual conversation. Unbeknownst to us, Vader's probably losing his shit in his helmet. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably like, oh my God. And by the way, Lucasfilm, like, I don't know if you guys ever read the comic that came after, not the original, like, Marvel stuff, but the stuff that's canon now, that they treat as canon. Boba Fett is the guy that told Vader, it was Luke Skywalker that blew up the Death Star. So, knowing that that's canon, sorry, that's not what this pod is, but knowing that that's canon, he goes into that speech with the Emperor knowing all that. So he's just stringing Palpatine along. Like, I have a bet, I like that better, knowing that Vader's like, I have my own agenda. I watched you.
That's
know what I mean?
I feel with Empire is that Vader's using all the assets available to him to get his agenda.
And I think he was sincere when he said, the Emperor has foreseen this. Yeah, we can rule the galaxy together as father and son. I think he was sincere. I really do.
You think so?
I don't think he thought of the end game. Like, okay, what if he said yes? Uh-oh, shit. Like, we're going to have to go confront him. But imagine those two guys, they suddenly roll up in a Star Destroyer and be like, yeah, we're going to head out to the Outer Rim. We got some planning to do. Like, that would have been badass, you know? Because think about it, man. Palpatine was scared of those dudes, man. They were rolled up together talking about, come on, man. That would have been awesome. Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Well, we'd lose our hero journey.
Yeah. And the stakes that Bob said earlier is exactly it. It was the best decision ever that Lawrence Kasdan in his screenplay wrote that everybody got split.
Yeah.
Like, to do all that was just phenomenal. Like, we don't know anything about the Rebel fleet after Hoth
Yeah.
until the very
The
end.
rendezvous is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a great idea. You have no idea what's happening. Oh my God, Luke and the Vision, my friends. Like, the fact that they split them up I think that's why that movie works. They're not discovering things together.
It keeps you on uneven footing.
There you go.
Because
like Bob said earlier, absolutely. It's like, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean?
really
Like, you
felt
didn't
it.
know. Yeah, man.
I'm always surprised when I watch it how easily it is for them to like say goodbye and maybe never see each other again. And Luke, says bye to Han in Hoth.
it's like, all right,
Like, be careful.
later.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like you don't know if you'll ever see each other again. And it's such a commitment to the cause, I guess.
It's really weird though. You notice that because like there's a brief moment. Go back and watch it where Luke pauses and he looks like he wants to say something to Han, and Han's just like, "Be careful," and he's like, "You too." It's almost like he wants to say, "I love you, man."
Right. Or,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love you, dude. Be careful. Like it's just weird because I get that it's kind of supposed to be a kid's movie, but the stakes are life and death.
Yeah.
Bitch, he tortured Han Solo.
Yeah, this is not the kids' story. But we were kids, though, when we saw it, and we still were like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
I don't know, dude. Han getting tortured, I was like, oh my God, what's happening?
When he gets frozen in carbonite, it's like you didn't know for another 3 years what was going to happen. You didn't know if he was going to live. You're just like, okay, he's gone, and you had to live with it.
Oh my God. You guys talk about those rampant runers and Starlog and stuff. The very first thing that came up was what was Lando Calrissian doing to that little keypad?
Oh,
That's
sure.
the
Yeah,
first thing that
everybody's-
came out of that movie.
Like, did he set it to melt? Did he?
Yes, dude. I remember that so much. People asking that question, going like, "What is he doing?" Well, Calrissian, is he alive? Yeah, and in perfect hibernation. Dude, you could have told him that from, come on. It's just like, that's the one that came out. That and
That's
was
a good
Darth
one.
Vader telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like, because that was, believe it or not, folks, that wasn't the gospel back then. We didn't know that. That was the bombshell. We were like, oh my God, is that his dad? That can't be his dad, right?
Yeah.
Obi-Wan said he killed
I
him.
remember.
You know what I mean?
I still remember that feeling in the audience watching that for the first time. I still remember, like, just everyone just kind of looking around. It was just like, you could feel it. That it was like, oh my, are you kidding me? At first, you're like, no, he's lying. And then then he's like, search your feelings. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh my God. It's like,
It is one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is the videos of parents showing that to their kids for the first time.
There you go. I was about to say, yep.
yeah, it's
Like, no.
Yeah, I'm about to ruin my daughter's life for the first time. Stuff like that. And then it's like,
Yeah.
Kids are all like that. Switch your feelings, you know it to be true. No. And the kid is all, what?
Luke kind of like gives into it like it's true. And you're like, oh, Luke, don't say it's not true.
Yeah, he's lying. He's
Say it
lying.
ain't so.
Right,
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And first of all, folks, like I know we have 40 years behind this thing. But dude, when Darth Vader was on screen, you were intimidated by the presence on the screen.
He looked the
Hands
best
down.
in this
Oh, yeah.
movie, too, I thought.
He was like, oh yeah,
He's
Bob,
polished.
Yeah, God, you love some Empire Vader, man.
the
Yeah, he was
I like
polished,
my Star
yeah.
Wars. I like my rough Star Wars Vader, but yeah, he's really polished in
Yeah,
this.
he's
so.
polished.
He's
yeah.
at the top of his game.
He's buff in
leveled
Jedi.
up.
He
Yeah.
like he worked out more in Jedi. If you ever noticed, like that broad shoulders.
You got
But
that
Empire,
chamber
he's
going.
sleek and he's polished. You know what I mean? Like they buffed him. There's a
Yeah,
crew
that
that
mask
comes
is-
in off camera. You don't see that when they're buffing
Yeah,
that
like
shit
Wizard
up.
of Oz when they're buffing up the Tin Man. They're all
Yeah, dude, that's what they're doing, man. They're buffing some Vader. But folks, that's think about that, man. That dude was intimidating. That was, like a lightsaber in that dude's hand. You're like, uh-oh. Like I was breathing heavy when he got to Bespin, dude. And like when that thing went up and the chamber and then all of a sudden you heard the
Yeah.
breath and he turned around. And that brief second before when Luke looks at that the pistol.
Oh, yeah,
He's
I
like,
love that.
I better put it away. Like, oh my God,
It's not that kind of fight.
Yeah, it's not that kind of fight. What's this going to do against the Dark Lord of the Sith? You know what I mean? Oh my God.
And this lightsaber fight is night and day different than the one we saw in Star Wars,
yeah.
right? It's like
Although Ben, I do like though, because Ben is, I understand 77 and it's Alec Guinness, but Ben is still like, he's got the moves.
Right. They're fencing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're fencing, and the other guys are on a
and Luke has got a broadsword. Like he is,
right.
You know. And first of all, I don't agree with this, but that whole slow motion lightsaber from Vader, come on, dude, that's not possible. Like, you don't get to tell how slow or how fast your lightsaber ignites. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. If you control it with the Force, you can.
I love
I
that
guess.
that whole
possible.
But think about that. That's what Bob was
confrontation.
kind of saying about the stakes, because Luke is impetuous. He's young, and he whips that sword out. And then Vader's just like, all right, you want to do this? And then it comes out real slow red. Yeah. And you just knew, you were like, oh, my God, somebody's getting their ass whipped.
Yeah, there wasn't many. Right, the lightsaber battle was the only one you saw, was the one that was kind of chopped up with editing and close-ups, and you didn't really get a good feel for what could be done.
Yeah.
And this really, like,
and what they
blew
can
you
do.
away.
Too. They're cutting through things left and right on this one.
Yeah,
here.
dude. And you were just like, oh, look, Luke does have some training, which, I don't know. There's debates on how long he was on Dagobah,
Right.
but,
Well,
I don't know. So
I do love that he uses some of the Dagobah, because he climbs up the tubes, and then he gets the air vent, and he's like, ah! He gets the smoke
And he
in
does
his
the
face.
flip, too. And there's a flip.
Yeah.
So, and he did that on Dagobah, which, by the way, to me, this is silly. When he's doing training, all the other crap, force lift and rocks and stuff, that was nothing. But Yoda on his back and he's running, he jumps over that log and flips.
Yeah.
I was like, at the time, I was like, the fuck? Like, that was awesome. Is that a force move? That was really cool training,
And that leads me to one of my favorite Empire things, that is the Seagulls Stop It Now.
Oh, my God,
music
dude, don't
video.
mention that.
What?
No.
Come on.
Don't
Bob.
do that to Bob.
You've
Don't
never
do that
seen
to
the
Bob.
Seagulls? When we're done with this, you're gonna go to.
Oh, my God, don't do that to Bob, man.
You're gonna go to YouTube.
Dude, you can't kill his child.
And it's bad. It's called bad lip syncing. It's one of these things.
I do.
It's the same people that do the sports bad lip
Right.
syncings. If you've ever seen those.
Yeah.
Well, they made a really catchy earworm with Yoda
Oh, my
and
God.
Luke called Seagulls Stop It Now. And I just can't explain it to you other than you'll have to experience it yourself. And then you can yell at me. You can yell at me later.
All right.
It's gonna. Whew. And dude, Jim's right. That earworm, that's tough. Like, you got to go cleanse somewhere to get that out of your head. So be careful when you do that, Bob.
But anyway, the Yoda part, though I do enjoy it, it is kind of the movie takes a little bit of a slow. You got the asteroid field, right?
Yeah.
With this movie, it shifts gears a lot. It goes like really fast, intense asteroids, and we're going to Dagobah, and then we're going back to the asteroids, and then we're going back to Dagobah, and then we're going to
Bespin / in Dagobah, whatever. That's about the low point of the movie.
Right,
just the first part of Bespin, and then Luke.
Yeah.
I'm seeing my friends and stuff. And then he doesn't go to help him right away. But one thing I do want to talk about, I've always been a fan of this. Despite whatever the ending is and stuff, I've been a huge fan of the Battle of Hoth.
Yeah.
I like the Battle of
fantastic.
Hoth. Yeah, dude.
100%.
Like I think that not even the Battle of Yavin 4 and the Death Star. Like, the Battle of Hoth is what the Battle of Hoth is why he did the special editions. I know it, because this is a kind of a dogfight thing. It's just weirdly enough. So he's like, I want dogfights, so the Star Wars dogfight was okay, but boy, that Battle of Hoth was just, you got ground troops and AT-ATs and flying, and that thing has everything.
Probe droid. You start off with the probe droid, which is really cool. It's a cool introduction to the Empire.
Good bet the Empire knows we're here. So,
And they knew it.
plus, the costume design is the best. Like,
they're great. It's
Simple.
everything's top notch. It all looks like it worked. All looks practical for its environment.
Yes, there you go. That's what it was. So I was trying to look at Jedi, and Jedi has a lot of colors, but they all kind of, with the exception of Luke and his dark, they all kind of revert to their regular stuff, so to speak. You know what I mean? They all got regular stuff. Han gets his outfit back or whatever. But I just think that the Rebel Alliance, the movies portray them as this disorganized bunch, but they're not. Like, they have outfits for cold weather. They have outfits for jungle weather. Like, they are not a disorganized bunch. I mean, they probably have a health plan and a 401k and stuff like that because, I mean, think about it for a minute. They react to everything.
Right. There's probably
very well.
Multiple planetary, would you call them countries or whatever, are helping and using their resources. So they're probably pitching in.
Right, they've got the gear for wherever they need to be. Right, they have forest gear. They've got.
In Rogue One. We got a lot better idea of the
scope,
the scope of who's helping who. Right. I mean, it makes it seem like there's a finite number in Empire. Like the Rebel Alliance is maybe this. Because in the first movie, you're like, how many people are in the Rebel Alliance? You know what I mean? Like you didn't get a good sense.
Small.
This one. I feel like the people on Hoth are not the Rebel Alliance. They are. Vader comes there because of Skywalker. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing when that dude's all can't do it, whatever, and he's like, "That's it." I'm sure Skywalker is.
The
with
rebels
them.
are there. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he don't care about because that's not the Rebel fleet. The Rebel fleet is out wherever they're supposed to be in Jedi. You know what I mean?
No.
And you get that in Rogue One. Sorry, I said Andor too. But you know what I mean? In Rogue One, it's like, oh, okay, see, Leia is just an offshoot. You know, they got stuck on Hoth somewhere. You know what I mean? And she had a general. Like, whoever that guy was that was like, Solo, I hate to lose you, you're a good fighter. Like,
General
that dude was in charge.
Right.
Wasn't Princess Leia in charge?
General Riken. Yeah.
Right.
And Vader comes down personally, too. That's the thing. I mean, he wants to get him personally. He's not just.
Do you think? I gotta ask you this question. Do you think he thinks Skywalker's on the Falcon? Like he's not in tune yet with Luke, because he's so like, let me get the Falcon, or is it because he knows Luke's gone, he can't find him, so I better capture these guys and torch them to death or whatever, and Luke will feel it.
He probably thinks that
if Luke's there, it's a bonus. But if I can get these guys, they're close to him. That'll bring him
to
me. Maybe that's kind of
where this spaceship is. He's not going to be too far behind, right?
Okay,
or I can use it as leverage. Yeah.
And one thing, folks, that I'm very disappointed in, we go through Empire without, like, there is no dialogue. There is one glance that Leia gives Vader in the entire movie.
I love that one. Yeah.
And I'm like, no way, dude. Like that girl, feisty as ever, she'd have been like, "Hey, dickhead." You know, like she would have been
She was all up in his mask in the first movie.
In the first one, yeah, you know. But I guess maybe it shows you that, the stakes are higher and maybe she's scared. I think she was more scared for Han with what happens. But the point is that, like, he's not even like, "Good to see you again, princess." You know, you won't escape this time. Like, I mean, nothing. We got nothing.
So we meet again, right? None of that?
Yeah.
We speculated like crazy, right? When Vader traps him in the room and the dining room closes, you don't know what's going on. I mean, there is an AI-generated sequence of that online that you could find that's interesting because it's like, he's kind of browbeating Lando in there about what to do with Han and all them. But, I mean, it was pretty cool that you didn't know, like, oh my God, what are they talking about in this room?
Dude, I know it's going to sound silly. I know it, but like, I really do think that Vader being Vader, like he's a Dr. Doom villain. He's not without, I don't know what you'd call it.
He can pontificate in there.
Yeah, right? Dude, I think he served them dinner. Sure. I think they all sat, like he was like, "We'll be honored if you join us." And the bitch sat back down. Like he sat down. So
it's the ultimate awkward dinner with your girlfriend's parent.
I know, right?
He's
and Han comes in there blasted. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're just trying to have dinner. You come in here shooting the place up."
Vader's not eating though. He's got his
through a straw.
Yeah.
Sucking through a straw. And why does Boba Fett got to show up out of the corner? Come on, dude. There's a funny thing online where it's like, all right, now you wait here, and so do I come out right away and stuff? Yeah, there's all kinds of funny memes and stuff like that. No, when I say, Honored, you would join us, then you come out. And then you 4 stormtroopers behind him, you come running out next. Wow. And don't screw this up. It'll look cool if we do it.
Yeah, well,
like all kinds of stuff.
It looked pretty cool.
Side note, I saw an AI, I'm not proud of this. I saw an AI 58-minute Shadows of the Empire fan movie that I watched last night. Unbelievable. But I was like, I'm going to watch it. Yep. 58 minutes, man.
Of the Empire. Oh, my goodness.
Shizor looked good. Shizor looked good.
Splinter in the mind's eye between Star Wars and Empire?
Empire, yeah. So Splinter in the Mind's Eye, written by Alan Dean Foster, was Lucas's answer to, before he had already commissioned him to write it before Star Wars came out. And if it came out and it was a dud, Lucas wanted to explore the universe more, so he got him to do an unofficial sequel. And so now it's not even Legends. Like, they don't even count it because of the events that happened in the movie. So, you know,
it's a fun
the events that happened in the book.
Fun little jaunt, though, in that time period.
It is.
Right? Because the Empire takes place 3 years after, I believe, if I read correctly, the events of Star Wars.
Star Wars. And then Jedi takes place almost instantly after that. Well, almost. If you don't count that Shadows of the Empire, because that's a whole adventure. I don't know if Shadows of the Empire is canon or if that's Legends. So
what have we left on the table? We've left the introduction of all the bounty hunters.
Yeah, we got to
really cool.
We got to get down wind it down a little bit.
Got to wrap it up. Yeah.
But you're right, bounty hunters.
All the bounty hunters.
We didn't know the backstory on
fantastic
everyone but Boba Fett, so that was kind of neat.
And we didn't even know much about Boba. Like, he didn't do nothing.
Right. And those are things that intrigued us because here are these cool characters, and you're not going to hear anything about them for 30, 40 years.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Other than there's some action figures. Right.
Well, there's a wonderful book out there called Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Right. It's now Legends, but I'm not going that route. There's nothing in there that says it can't be in canon because they don't mess up anything. You know what I mean? I highly recommend it, folks. Go read it because it tells you kind of all their story. Yeah. And the fact that Lucasfilm keeps dipping back in to all the Legends type of thing to pull stuff
all
out.
The things that they
all the things they say they wouldn't. Yeah. Wow. Like, how do we know that Dengar and Boba Fett are friends, so to speak? Right. Well, that book kind of started it off. You know what I mean? And Lucas wants to keep pulling back from the past like that. Well, then, okay, cool. Yeah. But I really hated that we didn't get at least another scene with them, something cool. Even a deleted scene with, killing somebody finding the Falcon blowing somebody up.
And Bob, as you mentioned, we get the Easter egg that there is another Jedi.
Yeah. What did we think that was at the time? Do you guys remember thinking?
Certainly didn't think it was Princess Leia.
No, not even close. Not after
we still get
not after 2 kisses. Or one. Yeah. Oh my God.
That's why it makes me wonder about that whole connection. If that was shoehorned in later.
Yeah.
Well,
a little bit shoehorned.
The scene with there is another. They didn't know Leia when he wrote that. That was their out because he didn't know what they were going to do with Jedi yet. And then when they couldn't make happen, the way I hear it, when Lucas couldn't make happen what he wanted to happen, he's like, I got Leia here, I'm just going to use her. So he wanted to do some whole other big thing and stuff, but they were like, we don't have time for all this. We got to wrap it all up.
Well, being force sensitive doesn't let you figure out that that's your sister, which is really weird.
Right.
So. Yeah, I know, yeah. Although Obi-Wan knows, technically, that scene is not incorrect. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, when you mentioned earlier about the dialogue, I prefer this dialogue way more than Return of the Jedi dialogue, which drives me crazy. It's probably my worst thing about the Jedi movie is the dialogue, that it's just kind of like, what is it? It's just stuff like that. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's beneath the actors that they don't give them more plausible.
I like Luke's dialogue with Vader in Jedi because, again, we got that confidence.
It's almost like someone else came in and wrote that.
Yeah, or Mark Hamill's like, I'm not talking like I did in 77. Look, I'm doing something else.
That I don't have a problem. It's a lot of the Leia Han stuff and the Han. Han is not
hey,
What
it's
do you
me.
like? Is it Luke?
Dude, they nerfed him so bad. It's like, oh my God, he lost that. Dude, as soon as he got, well, this isn't exactly a kid's show, but as soon as he got a little taste of that Leia, man, he was like, I guess I lost all my hard edge. You
I know, I lost an edge.
God. Yeah, he did, And the best thing out of Jedi, by the way,
he
is...
became princess whipped?
Yeah, there you go. He became princess whipped, yeah.
All right.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah, because you're right. And I think Kasdan wrote Jedi too, which is a shame because, yeah. I think Empire, they were just like, I don't know if we're going to have a third one. Like, we're going to pull out all stops. I mean, it's no secret now.
It was a big unknown at the time.
And they didn't, and it's known now, but not at the time that Harrison Ford wanted out of his contract, so that's why they did what they did with him. But it makes that movie all the much better with the stakes, as Bob was talking about.
There's so many poignant scenes in Empire. It's got Chewie with the blast doors closing on Hoth, and
he's upset.
And it's just these little moments that, like you said, Leia looking up at Vader with the fog, the smoke in Vader's face. I can think of the music right now.
Yeah, dude, that whole take the princess and the Wookiee to my ship. Oh my God, dude, that's chilling to me. And I know it's a meme now about what do you say, alter the plan or something like that.
Pray don't alter.
Pray don't. Yeah, like it's a joke now, but at the time you're like, damn, he didn't keep his word. Like like at first he's like, I would be ashamed if I had to leave that garrison here, and you're like, that makes sense. So Vader would do that, but at the end he's like, no, man, take them to my ship. Like I'm not letting them out of my grasp. Like that's really cool. Like this dude was a villain, man.
And you didn't know going in if Lando was going to be a good guy or a bad guy, right? You didn't.
Yeah.
Man,
thank goodness.
I gotta
turns it around at the end.
Oh my God, if that dude would have been, if they would have kept him as a bad guy, like he was getting dead in that third one. So, yeah. But I like it because I think he got screwed over too much. He's like, these guys are too much, and that's his boy. I mean, we know later, how much of a deep relationship him and Han did have, but I do think that he was like, I just saw my best friend get fucked up. I better do something about this,
Right, and the Empire's leaving people in my city.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Although Leia gets one of the best lines where she's like, oh, what does she say? Like, they're all angry, and Chew's choking the fuck out of him, and he's all trying to say, trust me, or whatever. He's like, oh, trust him. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what she says, but it's great. She's like, oh, trust him, Chewie, or something like that. And it's just so, an F-you in a PG movie. Like if she could, she would have kicked him in the nuts, yeah. So, all right, trust him, right, Chewie? But
he's like,
Han, he's trying to save Han. Listen to him.
Yeah, everyone has their own little, like you said, 3PO's got his thing.
Yeah.
With Chewie, R2's on Dagobah. Everyone has their moments of, to shine.
It's one of those things that's really, really hard to balance in a cast that has a lot of characters, is to give all those characters a moment to shine.
Right.
And make it be just not fan service, but worth,
yeah,
story driven, being part of the plot,
exactly.
making it move forward. So
that's so funny you should say that, because when you get Star Wars now, we get fan service, but back then it was just plot driven devices.
Well, we'll see with the new movie.
Which is really great.
We'll see with the new movie.
Yeah, we're on the cusp of a new movie with
my God,
Ad Walkers.
If I had a choice, I would not go see that in the theater, but I don't think I have a choice.
Yeah, we got to see it in the theater. But I'm keeping my expectations a little down, so I'm not going to get too...
Is it a story that needs to be told? I thought they ended it in there. We'll save that for the Mandalorian and Grogu podcast.
Yeah, maybe we'll
we got to do something. We got to do
talk about it. Yeah. So anything else before we wind this one down? Though, I mean, we talk about the guy with the ice cream machine running through Bespin.
Yeah, you've seen the thing you've seen the thing at the convention that they do, right? Is it Dragon Con? I don't remember which one
I think so. Yeah.
So it's Dragon Con, like somebody cosplayed as that guy. Right?
Yes.
They got the ice cream machine, and then another person cosplayed as him, and then a bunch of people cosplayed as him. And they do this thing where about 20 people cosplay of him, and they run through the convention floor.
Run through it.
It's fantastic, and that's fandom used in a fantastic way.
And did that show up in the first Mandalorian season? Like that was in the background?
Yes.
Easter egg? Yeah.
They took that and they made that the thing that the money was in.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
want to see the baby.
Yeah, Werner Herzog was.
Oh my God, it's so good.
And that's one of those things. That's one of the things I have slight hope on the Mandalorian movie for this, that Favreau knows how to dip back into, like, oh, here's the troop transporter toy that was never in a Star Wars movie, but I'm going to stick it in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And they're already talking about, on the poster there's these little spaceships that were these oddball
Concept drawings or
Kenner
something?
spaceships that they used. That was a toy that.
I do want to talk about. I want to talk about Luke losing his hand really quick.
Good
so,
one, yeah.
like when it happened, there's a quick, and I remember there's a quick jolt. It's like any horror movie, There's a like that, but it's not like. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think even then we were smart enough to know, like, well, can't they just give him a new one? And they do in the same movie.
Right.
And that's the one thing that if I could change something, I would have been like, wait till the other movie. Like, don't give it to him in Empire. Let that be another cliffhanger, so to speak. What's he going to do with
Is he gonna
it?
get back?
I don't think so. I think you have to give it to him in
Do you?
Empire.
Okay.
Because when you get to Jedi, it's like, oh, I'm part mechanical, just like my dad.
I know.
And this is where we're headed. This
Right.
is where I'm headed. So
Do you still get to use the Force through a fake hand?
I don't know. I would assume so.
I don't
If you
know.
can lift inanimate objects out of a swamp, then I'm assuming the Force can work through a fake
guess.
hand. So
I guess. I
thinking
don't
of
know
it,
if
right?
you have to have flesh and blood to go through. Yeah, I don't know. Then why is everybody going to extend their hands and stuff? Like, I don't know. Just stand there and close your eyes.
it looks good.
Gotta strike the pose.
Well, that's the high stakes, though. That fight with Vader and stuff, and
Yeah.
when he's chasing his ass, when he's chasing him, dude, Luke is just running.
Oh, when Vader, when Luke's coming,
Like he throws all the
through there.
stuff at him.
Yeah, like Luke's creeping
Yeah.
and creeping, and Vader's like, it just comes out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
and he's
like,
all, he's like, that's what he,
Yeah.
And it worried.
Yeah.
I love when they hit equipment.
yeah,
Like
Spark.
they didn't show that a lot. Yeah, and he cuts that thing in half. And that was the height of it. I was like, this dude's gonna kill somebody. Like,
He's just chopping.
like that's the dude that should not have a lightsaber. You're like, get that lightsaber away from him. Vader's gonna kill somebody. Like he was out of control there for a minute.
Well, this is what we see, in Force Awakens when Kylo Ren is like having a temper tantrum and he's just like slicing up trees,
Yeah.
consoles, and trees.
Everything.
You
Yeah.
know,
Everybody's standing in the background going, child.
So I
Yeah,
think
don't even get me started on that.
I think we've covered it all.
So that's it. So we the movie left us on a huge cliffhanger for 3 years, right?
It was
Right.
huge.
And a down note. And you were expecting to come out of that movie going, yay, as a kid. And you were like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. You had no clue. Like, if there was ever a movie when you walked out where the people were silent.
the rebels got their ass kicked. Yeah, they absorbed a lot of punishment, and you're just like, how are they going
Right.
to come back? And then I'll meet you at the rendezvous on Tatooine. So you're like, oh, we're gonna.
I had heard that something, I don't know if it was Hamill or somebody, they went and they added that scene on the ships at the end because that wasn't the ending.
Oh,
Like
really?
the ending was just the ending. They added all that with him and looking and we'll see you on Tatooine. I don't know. Somebody said, okay,
Give it a slight
dude,
positive
you got to give it
spin.
something
We
that
gotta
they
give a
went to the
little hope, right?
rendezvous or something. Yeah. Not just they flew off in a ship somewhere and he's all hooked up to the thing in the Falcon. And by the way, folks, you go through how many weeks of shooting? Like how many weeks of shooting, right? And then Luke gets his hand cut off. He's in the Falcon. Leia kisses him again on the Falcon. I just want to point that out. So you get the good, luscious one in the beginning, and she still kisses him at the end. Now, that could have been more brotherly love,
Right.
but
So, series-wise, has she kissed Luke Skywalker more than she's kissed Han Solo?
Probably.
Because she didn't kiss Han Solo in the first movie.
it's a tie. Yeah,
And
but
she
she
kissed
kisses
him
Solo twice in
twice
Empire.
in the second movie.
Yeah, and she kisses him more in Jedi, so she
All
still
right.
gets more
I think
with
it's
Solo.
an even Steven.
Yeah, it could be about even.
Well,
She doesn't
yeah,
kiss
you're
him.
probably right. Yeah.
She doesn't kiss Luke in Jedi, right? No.
No, he just
Not as far
leaves.
as we
Like he
know.
just walks off on her. I got to go get Dad. She's like, the fuck? So,
Yeah.
you
They
know.
need a match.
Yeah. Han sneaks a kiss in there, though. Like, when they're all coming back and they're all celebrating, she comes running up to his arms, and he's like, he kisses her really quick. You know what I mean? Like, not when they see the explosion, like when they're all happy and stuff, and he twirls around with her.
Oh.
Twirls around with her. Jesus Christ. You know,
Fact.
no wonder your kid turned out so fucked up.
And how do we feel like with Han, Lando, like just wearing Han's clothes?
Yeah, what was the deal with that? I was going to bring that up.
That's just
It was
awkward.
a little awkward. Like, Chewie's probably like, really?
It's so
That's kinda
awkward that
creepy.
Family Guy pokes fun of that.
Yeah.
Like, they literally do. They're like, seriously, go back and watch this. He's wearing his clothes. Like, is that his real clothes?
Right.
Like,
Is
are
that
they
a uniform?
Are they
you wear
hanging
to
up in
fly
the
that ship?
Falcon?
Well, in Solo, we saw that Lando used to have a big room of capes, right? In the
Right.
Falcon.
Right.
So perhaps Han has he's very,
Vests.
very Einstein, where he wears the same clothes all the time, or very whatever that is.
All right. I think
Or
we're
don't have to put any
devolving.
more thought into
Holy shit. Bob
should
needs to
wrap this
capture
up.
that vocal thing
We've-
where he's
we've-
like, vests. Every time we talk about clothing, he just needs to insert that scene, vests. Because it is so funny. Just listen to Bob say it, vests. Like, oh my God. Because it is. Like, they wear that, like, that's the standard. If you're a smuggler, you got to wear the Han Solo outfit.
Yes, the
You
vest.
can't
and
have
the,
something else.
And the stripes.
You know?
Looks cool.
Pants with the stripes on the side. Yeah.
Well, Luke's got those striped pants in Star Wars at the end. He's walking up with
does.
the
Luke's got a good
ceremony.
look at the
He's,
end of
yeah,
Star
he's
Wars.
got, yeah. Never get that again. Like, you can
Tan
lose the
jacket.
yellow puffer coat, but he's got a good outfit.
Yeah.
And he's got the low slung
They use it in the
holster.
comics.
Yeah, they do. Well, I like that Luke finally got a decent gun. Like, he's just picking up all the guns in Star Wars, but he finally got his own with, like, a holster and stuff in Empire.
Right.
So
Almost
he's
like
good.
a Han Solo style, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks it. Well, according to my action figure, it's the same one.
Very good.
And clip number 2, folks. That's great. What a soundbite. It's almost like military issue. Like,
Yeah.
you figure that's what it is. It's the most convenient one. So.
I'm sure anyone watching this who's a big Star Wars fan probably knows more than we do about what model. gun
right?
that is.
They're just going to be like, yep.
Come on, guys.
How common
Please
is
put it
that
in the
gun? Whatever.
comments.
That's an A54, whatever,
That it's a DL44, folks.
Oh, you got one.
God,
Just happened to have one there.
Yeah, I just happen to have one. Picked it up today.
All
That's
right.
good stuff.
I
But,
think we
yeah.
covered and said everything we wanted to say about this
Oh,
one.
one more thing,
Uh-oh.
and I don't know how we missed it, but
Uh-oh.
like John Williams just upped John Williams' game with the Imperial March. That will forever be perhaps the best piece of music. Is it one of the best pieces of music in the series?
Can I say that
Yeah.
that's probably why most of the post-sequel trilogy stuff, it doesn't have the John Williams feel. And I think that's missing out of a lot of the
and
newer stuff. They just can't. I mean, Mandalorian has its own little thing, but
Yeah, I know.
He's just changed his kind of the style.
He changed it
approached
up.
in.
Yeah, it's just, there's no stakes. Like I said,
but it just
no
doesn't have
stakes.
John Williams.
Bring my shuttle.
Yeah, it's just that feel just
Yeah, I
makes
mean,
it important
but-
feeling.
His score gives us everything from Yoda's theme, which is great, to the love theme, which is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Imperial March, which is just stellar and is used for everything all over the planet
I
Earth.
know,
They
yeah,
use it.
that's
If you want
sports games,
if you want a shorthand for evil, it is that.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, I just want to say really quick, like, I did not expect when I first saw it. I know they show it in the trailer, so you're like, wait, where'd that come from? Because when the movie ended, you get Han Solo winks really quick at Princess Leia, but all of a sudden in this movie, he's crushing on her bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want me to stay because of the way you feel about me. What? Like, is there a missing scene?
There's a missing period of time, that
Yeah,
they
like,
got
and
closer or somehow.
They got closer and stuff, yeah, because there's no way, he was just like, I think I'm going to force kiss her, but she's like, don't, my hands are dirty. Yeah, so are
Soon
mine.
enough kiss a Wookiee. Yeah, that whole business.
Yeah, I can arrange that. Okay, first of all, shout out goes to that dude in the background. After Han shouts that, he's all,
Use a good
"What?"
kiss.
Yeah, like he's all, right before he goes in that room, like, oh shit, did you hear what he said? Snap, princess! Like,
Yeah.
that's funny to me. He's just got that quick look and stuff. And she's all, right. Yeah.
I just saw something on Instagram or whatever, and it was Han Solo as he's riding out to go save Luke on the Tauntaun, and he's like, they're showing the clip, and there's like it cuts back to whatever the content creator is, and he's dressed like a rebel, and he's like, "Oh, you'll freeze before you hit the first marker."
Yeah, I know what you're about to say.
And Han Solo goes, "I'll see you in hell," and the guy's like, And he's like, what? Why was he?
Why would he say that? All I said was it's too cold. Yeah. I'll see you in hell.
So shout out to that creator.
I don't give
It's
it.
great.
I don't understand.
It's
It's like
great.
we're having some trouble adapting them to the cold. What? Get the fuck out of here. What does that even mean?
Where did they come
Super
from?
cold.
Yeah.
Right, I guess.
Yeah, you know,
Where-
you got a giant
Where did the
cannon.
Arctic kangaroos come from?
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, are they indigenous? Like, did they just, like horses? They're like, we just got all
I
these
feel like
guys?
it is because there's like skeletons in the Wampa cave of
Yeah,
Tauntauns. So
good point.
Yeah. And there's a deleted scene out there, folks, of apparently there was a Wampa fight in Hoth Base.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah, they had them all
Yeah,
locked
they
in a
corralled them,
room, right?
locked into it, and while the Imperial troops have entered the base, 3PO runs by and he takes off the warning sign, and it's almost comedic because the door opens and a big old hand grabs the dude and everybody else
yeah,
runs.
It's very
Yeah.
looks like Soupy Sales, and the big hand comes out and goes, you know.
Yeah, but they could have done it a little bit better. I mean, you know,
It's fun. There's a good reason it got cut.
Yeah.
It's a great piece of film to look at later.
It detracts from the urgency at the time in the movie, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is
Yeah,
fun
they
to
were
watch.
like hauling ass to get on that ship and get out of there. So.
yeah, no doubt. It's like,
I'll
try
take
to
her out
hold
in the
around, you're going to be a
Falcon.
permanent resident. Yeah, so, well, I just think that there's a lot of little things that, if you ever listen to Harrison Ford talk about the infamous "I know" line, him and Kirshner, they tried it 14 different ways, and they're just
And
like,
I'm glad they did.
maybe it's
It
not,
works.
maybe it's just not. I mean, when you're in the moment, I don't know. I don't make movies, but you're trying things over and over, and you're like, we can't see what a finished product's going to look like. So who knows? You know, by them saying, you know, and by the way, folks, that was when Han Solo was Han Solo, because like, I know, you know what I
Right.
mean? So, and Javin, you pointed out that one, what was it, Reader's Digest thing that I had that one time, Empire Strikes Back. Remember the Jaws one that we were talking about? Yeah, I had an Empire one like that, and that was based on the original screenplay. So when it was like, I love you, and then it was like, just remember that, Leia, because I'll be back. Like, that's the original line, and it's in that little Reader's Digest version that I had. So there is some printed work out there like that, you know. In fact, I think our Marvel Comics one doesn't even have the I know in there.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it
interesting.
does. I don't know. Yeah, so.
You have to check that out. That's interesting.
And then, folks, after Empire, then you got an explosion. Like, that was it. You got 2 hits on your hand. That was it. Then the world just woke up. Like,
Yeah.
action figures galore, toys galore,
It was solidified.
costumes galore.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. Like, you know, that was it.
All right, Bob, why don't you wrap us up?
Let's wrap it
here?
up. And if you're watching, we'd love to hear what our viewers think of The Empire Strikes Back. Tell us your first thoughts about it. And if you are a big fan, let us know of that and your feelings on our discussion today. If you agree or disagree, we'd love to hear either one. We prefer the agree, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, we do enjoy your comments, and hopefully
Yeah,
you leave-
please, somebody tell us. I want to know. I want to talk to the person who doesn't like The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
That's my challenge. I want to see somebody like that pop up in the comments.
and give some
Because-
reasons.
Just tell us why.
Reasons why.
Yeah, and tell us why. Yeah, why it doesn't work for you. Did you grow up on the prequel trilogy, so
Yeah.
you don't feel attached to it and stuff? So, you know, I mean, I'd
yeah,
love
I
to
mean,
have that
People
conversation.
have their own reasons, so we'll see.
absolutely.
But
We will see.
check us out on Instagram and Facebook. You can also leave comments there or on this video here. So we really appreciate that.
Apparently, maybe next time we're going to get together will be because of what Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, maybe
So
we'll
is
do another.
maybe.
Is that coming next?
Yeah, in a
that's
few
funny.
weeks. Yep. So enjoy the anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. And with that, I guess we'll leave it for today. And for the Fandom Outpost, I am Bob.
I'm Jim.
Mark.
We'll see you next time.